Namria? Wala nagpunta? Wag na lang kaya natin sila i-exempt. Wala naman sila dito eh. Ha? Parang hindi naman sila interesado o takot at hindi naman talaga ako kumbinsidong uniform sila eh. Ano? Ano? Huy. Ikaw naman, di naman talaga uniform yung forest ranger eh. Nagbubulahan lang tayo dito eh. Office of the President proper, number 1. Number 2, transfer any function of the OP to any department or agency as well as transfer functions to the OP from other agencies. Transfer an agency or office of the President. Ito yung ginagamit niyang power para i-football yung NFA. O niya. Di ba? Minsan DA, minsan... Okay. No, so continuing?
Based on our control.
That's the intention?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Let me proceed to DALG. Who's the representative of DALG? Or the PNP?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
From the ILG po.
You are...
Attorney Gino Lavaria, sir.
Your concern, sir.
As for the DILG itself, sir, we support the bill, but it needs further study pa from the DILG pa for if ever meron po kaming employees, if we have employees that will be affected, the would-be employees that will be affected by the rightsizing of the national government. As for the attached agencies of the DILG, for example, the PNP and the BJMP and the Bureau of Fire Protection, siguro sir, they have their own staffing pattern po kasi.
Exempted sila, darling.
Yes, sir. Opo.
Hindi sila kasama.
Yeah.
Forgive me, attorney.
Yes.
That's a standard answer. And quite frankly, you are in no position to study it further because the executive presumably wants this. This is an administration measure. And I don't think any office in the executive branch is entitled to hold a different opinion given that the president has decided that he wants this. Any concerns you have with respect to offices that may be positions that may be abolished, you course it through the committee we will be creating to handle rightsizing. Again, if there is a need for you to create new offices, that would be the best time to do it. Because again, to remind you, rightsizing is not only abolition and downsizing. It can also include the creation of new ones that you may need, given the call of the times. If you have any position paper on the matter, kindly submit it to us, attorney. Please. Thank you. Do you have a rep from DepEd here? Yes. ASEC Galban?
Mr. Chair, the Department of Education fully supports the rightsizing move. In fact, we are currently developing the school organizational structure and staffing standards in preparation for a possible rightsizing move as part of this bill.
Again, we will include provisions that ensure na yung position, yun yung function which DepEd has not been able to do for several decades already. As in, since I became a member of the Senate, I've been fighting for DepEd to actually have its own career path for administrative positions, which will culminate in being a principal, because a principal need not be a teacher. A principal should be an administrator. Ang problema, pag nag-transition yung teacher, ang pinakamataas na pwedeng posisyon ng teacher, principal, di ba? Pag nag-transition siya doon, teaching item pa rin siya, counted pa rin as teaching position ng principal, but he or she is not teaching anymore. Again, which is a disservice. You're paying a high salary to teachers and yet they're performing the functions not of a teacher. They're not inside the classroom, which is unfair, to say the least, for teachers who are actually performing that function. I don't know when DepEd will be able to finally do that. Is there any plan, ASEC Galban?
An ongoing effort, Mr. Chair, is being conducted in order to
Darling, yung
evaluate.
ongoing effort niyan, dekada na yan, Kailan nyo tatapusin yan?
Mr. Chair, just to interject, we're actually working on a bill to come up with a clear career path for teachers,
And none,
for administration, and also for supervision, Mr. Chairman. We're in the middle of a technical working group, and later on we'll be sponsoring that on the floor.
but
So-
in the meantime, again, you have teachers not functioning as teachers, receiving the salary of teachers for the past several years, decades even. So you can clearly it's cheaper to hire a casual, di ba, a job order worker to perform the function of a clerk than continue to let your teachers perform that function instead of teaching inside the classroom, thereby lowering, ideally, the student-to-teacher ratio. Again, Yusek Wong, let's include provisions to that effect. Baka pwede natin singit dito yun eh. Yung police, trabaho ng police, sundalo, trabaho ng sundalo, teacher, trabaho ng teacher. As a precondition. Kung ayaw nila, edi magpa-right size na lang sila. Di ba? Baka sanay na sila sa madaling buhay na hindi sundalo, police at saka teacher, di ba? Di magpa-right size na lang sila. Pa-file mo na yung bill yan. Actually, tagal na rin yan. Tagal na rin yan. DNR? Do you have a rep from DNR? Namria? Wala nagpunta? Wag na lang kaya natin sila i-exempt. Wala naman sila dito eh. Ha? Parang hindi naman sila interesado o takot at hindi naman talaga ako kumbinsidong uniform sila eh. Ano? Ano? Huy. Ikaw naman, di naman talaga uniform yung forest ranger eh. Nagbubulahan lang tayo dito eh. Were they invited? Huh? They were not invited. DNR hindi. Ay, hindi pala pwede. Hindi pala na-imbita.
Mr. Chair, per data, we have 264 uniform personnel po under Namria. Those are the forest rangers po.
Gusto niyo talagang i-exclude sila? No, clearly they don't belong to the same category as the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the Philippine National Police, the Philippine Coast Guard, BJMP, BFP.
Because of their classification, Mr. Chair, they are similarly situated with uniform personnel.
O sige, ang BuCor kasama hindi.
They are excluded, sir.
Saan nakalagay? Saan nakalagay? Wala kang DOJ dito.
Excluded, they are excluded, Mr. Chair, as a uniform personnel po.
Sorry, it's not included here. They're not considered uniform personnel. They are uniformed, but they're not covered by MUP. In fact, the MUP bill, insofar as their pension is concerned, does not include the Bureau of Corrections. And if indeed your intention is to include them, then we should include them here.